Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. And yes, let's begin. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there's not much of a crowd there. Lilly is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just at the library. I was reading. So she does spend the classes she skips at the library. So not exactly a thorough search then. I had to guess she'd be in her own class like Shizune said, right? Right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both our minds. So you and Lily usually hang out together after class, right? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was very obvious after all. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle, either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily comes by the classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more, both of us content that the discussions reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves. Before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright? Just keep going. The students pass up without as much as a second glance. Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building, a momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would have been even able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first then to come meet me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be good. Eventually, the two of us reached the door, class 3-2, with Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me. I opened the door. Inside is a hive of activity. Seemingly every student in the class is talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the pen games, decorations the banners being made, must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. with a couple of students gathered around her as she stands at the front of the class, seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path for the various students hunched over the floor for the lack of desk space. I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks up her head as she breaks up talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best as she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Hisao. Have Hanako here. Hi. She's pretty skittish, considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again. For the moment, let's ask Moria for his advice. She's busy with painting one of the banners already. Quick nod, and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? Quickly turn about, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in a corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over the sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he had to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that. The class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right. Class 3-2, especially for students with poor vision, preparing for this festival must be pretty arduous for them. Need a hand? I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. I take it you've met? Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good that you're getting friends so fast. Friend, I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of some of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what he's doing, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Chorusing in assent, Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Hey Kenji. No answer. Continues stroking his paint-soaked brush along the large her-painted kanji, as sketched to the sheet on the sheet in pencil. Kenji? Huh? What? Who is it? This is the way he treats class members. It's no small wonder he's working in the salon. Between his saw from the right, I know that, man. What are you doing here, though? His massive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone till he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's here. We're just going to help with the banner. Hanako and I do this. Hello. Oh, I guess it's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, Semina takes a complete about-face. He's sudden for hospitality, he's slightly unsettling. Alright, women, on second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all. Hanako and I gradually sit ourselves down on the opposite side of the club banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tints on the ground around it. Class 3-2. Noodle stall? You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday? Yes, some stalls outside. or something. Or something. His non-committal nature sparks a amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So how do you want to split this? Read the borders while you do text, or do you want to switch into the borders? Text is mine, read the borders. Has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, Alice Hanako's already debating between colors to use. By the time I put brush to cloth, it's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiratorially, though. Okay, man, why are you here? Hanako just wants some help to find Lilly. That's all. He apparently disproves of my motivations. I get it. It looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover? I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him. In any case, is that why you're here? Obviously, it sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. Gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school, a harsh world. Yes, very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied and sympathetic to his cause. I better get down to work. Finished? Looks like I am too. Good job. Two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage to her. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left, finishing off a sign, as well as Lilly and a couple of students looking among themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise it's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. Her scars extend even to there, as how much of her body was burned. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrists with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing I mean the banner. It does, I guess. Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lilly as we cross the room. We finish the banner. I guess that's all that needs to be done. Lilly gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Hisao, Hanako. If there's any way I can thank you. It's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying, at any rate. I don't mind either. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. Carefully sides his sign. See you, man. Bye. Remaining two students say their goodbye to Lilly before taking cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed, the class plans this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. The store looks nice though. She's right, it shows that a lot of work's gone into them. My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do into the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Going back to the dorms as well, Hisao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. Nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's still so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms, trying to eke the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, a little smile, yawn. Tired? Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizney took me kind of off guard though. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mention of the rather public spat and said I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. About that. I'm sorry about it being so public, since Shizney and I go back some ways. Her voice seemed slightly irritated as she remembers Shizney, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced at Hanako for her views on this. Her expression is, unsurprisingly, evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered. I'll be glad once the festival is over. In any case, a change of topics welcome, clearing the thickening air quality. I can imagine my old school's festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yamako stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals and such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear her grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamako. Compared to there, Yamako is much more relaxed. Let's go away towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave our respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms, just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long before walking to my room. It feels good to actually have direction though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework and teachers seemed almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time as Yamako might turn out okay. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. My morning alarm goes off, and I play about uselessly for a while until I remember I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. It's about my health, after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage everything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it will appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been there for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you. Surprised to see you again. Why's that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock, and I guess it's pretty early in the morning. I shrugged and suddenly realized that she'd forgotten what she was talking about. Fun disappears entirely as she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then. What? You're here to run again, right? Alrighty, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yes, see you guys next time. Bye bye!